Well, Thursday is World No Tobacco Day, and the World Health Organization's raised concerns about the fact that whilst tobacco cultivation is declining globally, Africa is the exception, up almost 20% from 2005, even as elsewhere the figures were down by over 15%. The WHO is trying to get governments to stop subsidising tobacco farming and concentrate on more sustainable crops. I asked Dr. William Maina, the regional coordinator in Africa for tobacco control, about why this worrying trend can be seen on the continent.
Indeed, although the number of people who are consuming tobacco globally is decreasing, we are reasons. There are various reasons, but the major ones are that there's aggressive marketing of tobacco product by the tobacco industry, particularly marketing which is targeting the youth. You find that over 60% of the population in the African region are youthful people below the age of 25. And the industry is bringing in various products, including varieties of products that are being brought into the market and being marketed. Secondly is that there is an increased production of tobacco in the region, both increasing in the range of tobacco growing as well as increased in number of manufacturing plants in the African region. At the same time, there is also an influx of so many brands of products coming from even other regions into the African market. And finally is the weak regulatory framework within the African region, particularly weak laws that do not control the marketing and sale of tobacco products, as well as very low taxation, which makes tobacco products even much more affordable to young people and children.
Now, what about the farmers themselves? Are they seeking out the crops because they think it offers them a good livelihood, or are they being courted by the tobacco companies as well?
Most of the farmers in many African countries have actually been seeking an exit from tobacco growing. This is because they have suffered through years of the negative effects of growing tobacco, particularly because of the health effects of growing tobacco. At the same time, the poor returns they are getting from the land in terms of the income they get from sale of tobacco. As you are aware, tobacco is a very labor-intensive crop that takes almost a whole year to plant and then harvest. And at the end of the day, they cannot use this product for anything else. They have to sell to a monopoly, which determines the grade of their leaf as well as the pricing of the leaf. And also the farmer has no bargaining power. At the same time, when they are starting the season, the industry provides them with the farm inputs at very high grade. And that's the income that they gain at the end of the year is not able to cover the total cost of a season's credit. And therefore, the farmers are in perpetual debt from the industry, and they have to therefore to roll over to the next season in order to cover the cost of the credit. So many farmers are looking for an alternative that is going to have to give them income, either the same income as tobacco or much higher income than tobacco. And in this case, when we offer alternative value chains that have better income, most of the farmers are willing to shift out of tobacco growing into other alternative livelihoods.
Now, Doctor, we are very pushed for time, but just very quickly, just tell us a bit about what you're hoping to get from the government in terms of encouraging farmers to switch from tobacco to food crops.
Thank you so much. What we are seeing, for example, in the successful project we have in Kenya, first of all, there is a very high political goodwill to assist farmers into switching from tobacco growing to other alternative livelihood. The government, for example, in Kenya at national and also at the county level, have actually deployed its staff who are actually training and supporting farmers in terms of extension work, while at the same time, some counties are even providing farmers with farm inputs so that they are able to switch from tobacco growing to other alternative livelihoods. And finally, is that the government has classified tobacco as not a strategic crop. It does not make it like a strategic cash crop, and therefore does not give it any preference or any preferential treatment as compared to other cash crops in the country. So this has actually incentivized farmers to actually switch.